If you've ever thought that compounding only kicks in when you're already wealthy, you're about to be surprised. Stick with me until the end of the video, because by the time we're done you'll know exactly the lowest amount you truly need to let compounding start working in your favor, and it's more achievable than you think. When individuals think of compounding, they often envision substantial amounts of money, significant investments, and affluent investors leisurely observing the growth of their portfolios. The reality is much more straightforward and significantly easier to grasp. Compounding fundamentally involves the mechanism by which your initial returns lead to additional returns over time. It represents the earnings generated not only from the initial investment but also from the returns that those earnings produce. Consider it akin to nurturing a tree from its seedling stage. When you invest your resources wisely, nurture them, and allow them to grow, the returns you receive extend beyond the initial investment. You gain additional benefits, opportunities, and rewards. As the tree reaches maturity, the returns you receive will significantly exceed your initial investment. That's the power of compounding at work. Consider this. Envision a snowball cascading down a slope. As you gather a handful of snow and roll it once, you'll notice it remains quite small. When you roll it again, you'll notice it expands slightly. As you continue to progress, you accumulate additional resources, which leads to increased momentum and greater significance. Before you realize it, the effort you put in transforms into momentum that drives the results. That's the process of compounding at work with your finances. You don't need to start with a massive amount. Begin your journey, maintain consistency, and allow time along with reinvestment to facilitate your growth. Now, subscribe to our channel and also press the like button to know more financial concepts. Let's address the crucial question. What is the minimum threshold to effectively activate this compounding mechanism? The outcome depends on three key elements: the amount you invest, the duration of your investment, and the annual growth rate. Historically, the stock market has delivered annual returns in the range of 6% to 10% over extended periods. For the purpose of illustration, let's consider 8% as a prudent benchmark. Consider the scenario where you allocate a specific sum today and allow it to grow over a period of 20 to 30 years without any intervention. With an 8% growth rate, your investment is projected to double approximately every 9 years, as indicated by the rule of 72 to 72 divided by 8 equals about 9. It's clear that time can work in your favor. Delaying your start will result in a significantly higher investment requirement down the line. Starting now, no matter the amount, allows your money to benefit from the invaluable advantage of time. Many videos tend to fall short at this point. They illustrate how an initial investment of $100,000 can appreciate to $1 million over a 30-year period at an annual return of 8%. What I aim to illustrate is the critical threshold, the minimum amount at which compounding begins to demonstrate its true power, allowing your money to generate returns for you instead of you constantly laboring for your money. Without reaching that critical point, you may find yourself struggling against the flow instead of capitalizing on it. Imagine starting with an initial amount of $25,000. With an annual return of 8%, if you do not contribute any additional funds, after 30 years, your investment would grow to approximately $25,000 multiplied by 1.08, raised to the power of 30. Resulting in around $201,000. While that is positive, it may not significantly impact your overall financial situation. Increasing the initial investment to $50,000, after a period of 30 years at an annual return of 8%, would yield approximately $50,000 multiplied by 1.08, raised to the power of 30, resulting in around $402,000. You're making progress. The compounding has had sufficient time to generate substantial growth. Starting with an initial investment of $100,000, you can expect it to grow to approximately $804,000 over a 30-year period, assuming an annual return of 8% compounded annually. You're now approaching the $1 million milestone. The key point to consider is that although you can begin with a smaller amount, there is a certain level at which compounding transitions from being merely beneficial to truly impactful. For numerous working Americans, that benchmark typically falls between $50,000 and $100,000, assuming a 30-year investment horizon with an 8% return rate. Once you enter that neighborhood, your returns start generating significant value, and you can observe that snowball effect unfolding in real time. However, it's important to understand that you don't have to begin with $50,000 or $100,000 right away. The key factor is the timing of your start and the importance of maintaining consistency in your efforts. Imagine you have the capacity to set aside $300 each month. By maintaining a consistent investment at an annual return of 8% over a period of 25 years, your projected outcome would be approximately $300 multiplied by 6.848, leading to about $25,740 divided by 0.08, ultimately resulting in an estimated total of $321,750. That's commendable. By increasing your contribution to $600 a month, you could potentially reach approximately $640,000 within the same time frame. It's important to understand that the focus should not solely be on possessing a large amount of money right now. It's essential to begin promptly, maintain a steady approach, reinvest your profits, and allow yourself ample time for growth. Reinvestment is the key to success. By reinvesting your dividends or interest instead of spending them, you are significantly enhancing the power of compounding. The snowball analogy remains relevant. Every reinvestment contributes additional weight and momentum. By neglecting to reinvest and opting to spend your gains, you hinder the potential of compounding growth. That's why professionals in the field often emphasize the importance of automatic reinvestment and the concept of allowing your money to grow quietly. Another important aspect to consider is that consistent efforts yield better results than sporadic, extraordinary actions. If you invest $10,000 today and take no further action, you can expect to see some growth over time. By contributing $200 each month over a span of 20 years, you are likely to surpass the growth of a one-time lump sum investment. This strategy allows for the benefits of compounding to work in your favor, as your contributions accumulate and generate additional returns over time. The calculations indicate that compounding benefits those who are patient, rather than those who seek perfection. When your account balance reaches $10,000 or $20,000, it may seem minor at first glance. However, from the standpoint of compounding, it represents valuable early momentum that can lead to significant growth over time. Consider that figure as your starting point for building a solid financial strategy. A snowball starts off modestly, it does not commence as a massive avalanche. As soon as you establish the account, the process of compounding begins to unfold. You don't need to wait until you feel rich. Building wealth relies more on consistent habits than on extraordinary actions. Establish a system for automatic contributions. Consider it as a regular obligation instead of an optional expenditure. Your finances are actively generating returns even before you fully comprehend the situation. Watch the video on the right side to know the rules of money you need to follow to get rich. Also, Subscribe to our channel to help us complete our goal of 11,000 subscribers.